Good morning, good morning, friend. I am Neeraj Kumar Dinkar. Today we are going to discuss about the safety audit system. You know that if you are working in a safety professionals and other organizations, there is need to be safety audit system, as well as if you are working also ISO or certified organizations, there are strict safety audit system are there. Because of that is a process of safety audit systems for improvement of organizations where is gap finding. So as I am working as safety professionals and safety managers and in a construction sector, so we have to who know that what is the audit. Audit is a legal process. First you should understood that for us that is a legal process, and audit is a written and documentation part and which is identify the gap analysis. I audit gap analysis. What are the organizations have planned? That is main purpose of audit. That is main purpose of auditing system at the workplace. Suppose that if you have required two glass on table and you have your office boy and other persons are deploy on keep only one glass on tables, so there are requirement of organizations two glass on the table, but there are some gaps, so one glass provided on table and one glass failed to deployments failed to provided. That is a gap. So auditing auditors same things doing. Audit audit is a process of process inspections and whatever the compare of ground level, what are the requirement of organizations, so that is part of audit, and that is also documentations, uh, legal and documentations and process to auditing, and which are gap finding to improvement purpose. So no, you should understood that there are three types of audit systems are there. First is internal audit. Internal audit, which are organizations self identify the auditors, and which are possible, who uh, who are very well experienced persons related the auditing, and which persons are certified by the by the certified and competent to auditors. So there are internal systems which project. Suppose that you are working in a project and project manager, they are very experienced persons, so that persons may be identified to another side they can visit and they can audit, not our process. So another project managers, another auditors, they can visit to they can audit to others another's project, not only your project. So that is called a internal audit system. Suppose that your managing director and any top managements, they can and visit the site, they can and inspect your documentations and site visit. That is part of internal audit, and there are fixed of criteria. Each quarter basis audit must be conducted by the internal. So that is part of internal. External audit means which are going to third party audit. We can say both are same, third party and external. External out of organizations, there is no connectivity, no connectivity with the organizations, so that called external audit. External audit also conducted 3 months, some company 6 monthly basis, and some company are conducting one early basis. Suppose that you are certified at UV, DNV, and others organizations which are certified the organization. If you are working in ISO 45001 and 2018 certified organization, so their certifications body are external. Suppose the TUV and other organizations which are certified the organizations, so that is part of external audit, that can external, and also internal, that is a external audit. And third party audit is a, suppose that if you are organization there is no system, no experienced person in your internal organization, so they can hire to another third party audit for or auditing purpose. So that is also that call also third party audit system. So this is a part of audit system. So that may be audit it three types of internal, external and third party audit system. As is the legal process, that is also that all internal, external and third party audits also check the organization's process. What are the organization process are defined, and they are going good or not. So that is main purpose of the identify the gap analysis. So we have discussed about the why safety audit systems need at your workplace, because there are this is a very good things why we need to safety audit at your workplace, because of some reasons are there. Then and organizations are doing the safety audit. Safety audit system is a first you should understand that is a part of work process, and that is also legal requirement to improvement as per ISO 40001 4001 2018. There are identified the performance evaluations. So how work ongoing, who is check that there is need to be internal, external, third party, so that can improve and others visions. And each and every auditor must be free from any pressurized. Nowadays people are doing the auditors, if you are auditor higher than and some friendship, some corruption, some materials, so that is not good. So auditor must be free from any observations finding, and you must you don't argument with the auditors, because of that is a process inspection and improvement proactively. And also auditor is very frankly they are also not compromised with the audits during the audit, because of they are very sensitive persons and very well experienced persons in the field. Then they are going to auditing system. If you know that NSC, BSc, they are very well old experience, above the 55 years experience persons also doing the auditing. And now the people are doing audit also 40 minimum to 15 years hours experience should be must for auditing purpose, because of they are very sensitive, they are very well experienced persons. If anyone asks the questions, then they can and understood they can answer the same. So auditor is very good communications and experienced persons are there. Why need to safety audit system? So positive, there are some positive things, there are some negative things. First, OHS systems are appropriate or not, because of I am also talking about the occupational health safety. There are 3, 4, 5 type of audit system. First is product and service audit, and process audit, and system audit. So environment management system audit means we are going to system check the system, what are the organizations defined. So positive means OHS system are appropriate or not. First benefit of if you are interested party, interested to organizations develop, organizations must be grow with respect to safety and quality, then and they are going to audit process and satisfy the our organizations good well going on. So first is their organizations OHS system is appropriate or not. If you are going to audit systems, then there are two types of reasons. First is negative, second is positive. Both are identify the auditors, because of they are also capture the good practices in your process, in your project, and they are also given observation and see and others gap. So two reasons are there. First is negative and positive. So don't worry about negative and positive. So first benefit, organizations, we have understood that my organizations, our organizations good going on and there are some gap, then identify. So both are there, good or not good. If you are going to good, then needs to be improvement, some scope of improvement is required by the auditors, and not good means there are lot of improvements needed in your organization, whether the implementation is done good way or not way. Second thing is benefit of, if you are doing well work, we have, if you are doing as per your process, then that process are good or not. If you are a risk assessment you have doing, you have a process, risk assessment, SOP, everything are there, but if you are going to start the work on ground level, they are doing well or not. So auditors also finding that gap, because audit is a not auditor, not a identify another things, because of they are catch, they are read your plan and procedures, what are the safety plans, what are the your system, and that systems implemented on ground level or not. So that is a part, that is also checked by the auditor. So guys, is first whether implementations done or not done, they are finding by that type of finding by the auditors. Next is their goal set by the organization. So what are the goal setting? Goal is a very important, because of without goal we cannot achievement anything in your life. If you are talking about your personal life, then you must be is set goal in your life. Without any goal, without any thinking, without any objective, you cannot achievement in your life anything. So you must be, you know that you must be set a goal and target, and then you can achievement. So auditor also check the goal, what are what you want to grow, what you have to plan to 2 years, next 2 years organizations will be there. Stand, where is stand, which systems will be implemented, which system will be effective implemented. So objective and target must be set by the organization, and auditor also check if you have if you have identified, if you have targeted goal and objective, then what are what are going on, how many types of achievements, how much achievements you are there. So they are also incorporated in your audit system. So we are talking about the need to be face and need to be face. What are the face during the auditing? So that is also part of part of positive thing, and positive thing and need to be face the check. What are the face you, if you are going to plan if you have planned to audit system, then you must be prepare the documentations part, what are the requirement as per the your organization. Next is their record or verifications. Record or verifications identify and checked by the auditor, because of if you any accidents, incident, near miss and lagging indicators happen in your workplace, then auditor must be verify the your record. If you have observed, if you have faced the accident, then how much accident you have prepared the root cause, you have prepared the root cause and actions plans, so and gap and reports, all the documentations will be verified by the auditor. Next is their interview with the staff. Auditors also taking interview who give interview, conducted a interview with the senior level. Suppose that if you are going to audit, then auditors must be conducted. Auditors are conducting into interview with the interactions with the safety manager, interactions with the project manager, interactions with the general manager, which are who are involved in the project, side project. So they are understood the what is the minds in organizations, senior person. So senior persons, what are the thinking about the senior person in the auditing system. So that should understood that also that may be understood that add safety process and process. So that is also part of auditing system. Next is their direct observations, indirect. They are giving the indirect and direct observations, and observations if finding anything. They are free to auditor are free to auditing system. They are free to any observation finding out to, and you are answerable to how to manage how to improvement at your workplace. So they can, and they can observe, and they can direct observations given to you, and you must be compliant on timeline. Next is negative impact. What is the negative impact if you are going to conduct a audit system? First is identify reason. First is negative. We can say a first identify the reason, because of if auditors finding any mistakes, then you have, then they can ask to why that types of happens. So identify reasons, then gap, what are gap finding, so that is also negative impact. And learn from mistakes. What is the auditors maybe identify then that there are many mistakes in your documentations, mistake in your organizations, and mistake in your operation, so that is also identified during the audit. That is also, oh, some people are taking the negative, some people are taking the positive, so that is also in a good things if you have if you finding by the organizations for better improvement purpose. That is also in scope of improvement. You should think in same. Learn from mistake, evaluate the process your process. Yes, evaluations process as where is gap finding, then also identify in your process, then you must be improvements, but because of that is also part of improvement. Audit means if finding any gaps, don't take negative, that take you should take the positive things, then you can improvements proactively. Otherwise we cannot improvements proactively. Next is there are senior management's commitments, leadership commitment. What are the commitment about the your experience if finding more and more? Suppose that nowadays people are doing the audit. Suppose that I am also faced the internal audit by the our team. There are a lot of problems, and also I am faced the my responsibility, but we cannot fear about the your responsibility, because of there are gap in my responsibility where was gap, but that is also part of scope of improvement. What are finding? No, don't worry about the finding, worry about the how to no improvement, your actions plans, how to strong for improvement purpose. So that is also connected with the your minds how to improvements. Next is there are the audit stage. What is the audit stage? First is the pre-audit preparations. If you are listen, if you are here as to 1 week, after 1 week there are audit systems, auditing in audit is pre-planned, then you must be pre-audit preparations about the documentation, side presentables if you are working in construction sector. Then what are what are the requirement of as per your audit system, then you must be prepared. And competency of auditors, also check the competency of worker. If you are hire the auditors, if you are hiring the any internal third party, then you must be check the computer during the audit. Papers work, documentation, interview, observation, they are also found. Three types of auditors are checking: first paperwork, second in interview, and third is observation, and some finding of good observations also incorporated in your in his observation sheet. So selections of staff, time and regions. After that audit will be closures. So there are also, you know, that opening meeting, first opening meeting, second is paper and documentation check. After the closing meetings, you also observe. Closing meetings means auditors giving feedback about your side presentables, about your documentation, about your process, and that is auditors also also taking feedback from the or side organization side members, so that can also improvement, and where is need to be focused by the organization, so also identify. So that is a part of audit system. And also auditors highlighted near misses and ANSI, non-conformity measure and minors and observations and good practices, how many good practices are there. So that is also part of audit. And audit is a, again we are here, again I am talking about the audit is a systematic approach to analysis of gap in your organizations or need to be focused, and we should proactively take if any audit conducted. There are no needs to be argument with the auditors because of their very impact, very bad impact on employees if you are going to argument with the auditors. If well, if Junun, if we can say there are needs to be arguments about the safety and process which are support you, which are needs to be more learned, then you can also take the you can do something good with soft conversations. So thanks for watching my video.